Hello, and welcome to Iowa Fertilizer Company located in Wever, Iowa. This is a new, state-of-the-art nitrogen fertilizer production facility. The facility has numerous built-in safeguards, all designed to keep you safe. Even with these safeguards in place, there are additional guidelines which need to be followed while at this facility. Here at Iowa Fertilizer Company, your safety is our #1 priority. This video will give you the necessary information to ensure your safety during your time at our facility. There are 4 primary products produced on site. Ammonia is the first chemical manufactured and the raw material for all other nitrogen-based products. Ammonia is on the OSHA and EPA list of highly hazardous chemicals and the main driving force for many of the safety program elements as stated within the Process Safety Management Standard to be enforced on site. Process Safety Management, or PSM, was created to prevent any unplanned release of toxic or flammable material from processes through the use of engineering, management, and operation discipline skills. Ammonia is manufactured by combining nitrogen from the air, water, and hydrogen from natural gas, or methane. For more information on the safety data for anhydrous ammonia, please consult the safety data sheet. Urea is produced by combining ammonia and carbon dioxide under high pressure and then dehydrating by applying heat in the form of steam. Urea liquid will be further concentrated and converted into a dry granular product, with a portion of the urea liquid being used to make Urea-Ammonium Nitrate, or UAN, and a weaker concentration of urea liquid known as Diesel Emission Fluid, or DEF. For more information on the safety data for urea, UAN, and DEF, please consult the chemical-specific safety data sheets. After completion of this orientation, you will be issued a Site Access Badge. This is a proximity card that will be utilized for site access. Once the card is scanned, a software program will register the person as on site. The card must be worn on the outermost layer of clothing at all times while on site. This is to ensure and provide spot check capabilities that all persons on site have been properly vetted. It is imperative that you scan your card each and every time you enter or exit the site. Upon completion of work, the contractor or visitor must report to their site representative for release from the site. Good housekeeping and the removal of partially used materials and hazardous waste is the responsibility of the contractor. Once cleared from the site, the contractor or visitor must return their ID badge to the guard post. As a rule, no vehicles will be allowed on site unless it is vital to the completion of the work to be performed by the visitor or contractor. There will be no vehicle parking within the secured area or process areas unless properly permitted by IFCO. Vehicle access to the designated process area will require a gas test and a permit. All contractors or visitors must be trained and approved by IFCO personnel prior to operating any heavy equipment on site. The training for special equipment and to work on PSM covered equipment is a required element to be provided by the contractor or visitor company as part of the pre-arrival approval process. This training will be subject to audit by Iowa Fertilizer Company. All persons on site must adhere to the IFCO Emergency Response Plan, which is both OSHA and EPA compliant. At IFCO, we have a siren system that will announce the specific danger or hazard that is occurring. Located throughout the site are alarms with a blue and yellow light located on them. If these lights are going off, please note that blue represents flammable gas and yellow represents toxic gas present. Emergency escape breathing apparatus, EEBA, are staged throughout the process units and occupied buildings. EEBAs consist of a bag to slip over a person's head and an air supply to last approximately 10 minutes. EEBAs are to be used for escaping and evacuating to a safe location. There are no fit tests or facial hair restrictions for wearing an EEBA. This facility is equipped with shelter locations. Routes to shelter locations and routes of evacuation have been identified should this be necessary. Safety showers and eye wash stations will be located throughout the facility. In the unlikely event a chemical exposure occurs, the safety showers are to be used as a first step measure to flush any chemical or residue from a person exposed to a site chemical. If a chemical exposure were to occur, immediate flushing of the area exposed for a minimum of 15 minutes is recommended with copious amounts of water. An on-site first aid station is available for minor medical injuries. At this facility, all contractors and visitors must immediately report any injury occurring on site, regardless of injury mode, to their IFCO host. In addition, near-miss reporting is extremely vital for identifying areas which pose safety risks prior to an injury occurring. A simple fix today may prevent a painful injury in the future. Personal protection equipment, or PPE, requirements are outlined in the site safety plan and are reviewed during safety orientation. Anyone walking, working, or gaining access into the IFCO site process areas must adhere to the established PPE requirements. IFCO requires anyone who enters a facility's process area to don these items: a hard hat, safety glasses, gloves, safety shoes, long pants, and a long sleeve shirt. Working with ammonia and in other areas of the plant may require more extensive PPE such as respirators, special clothing, high-vis vests, or other forms of PPE for your protection. Please check with your IFCO host for proper working personal protection equipment. Hearing protection is required for operation of heavy equipment or handheld equipment generating more than 85 decibels of noise. The site has been designed to minimize noise exposure to facility employees, visitors, and contractors, but does contain areas in which hearing protection is necessary. Safe work practices will be covered more in depth by your IFCO representative. All work must be coordinated between the employee or visitor, his or her supervisor, and IFCO representative. A safe work permit program is in place for work occurring at our facility. Any process area work, meaning any activity beyond walking and looking, will require a safe work permit. Your IFCO representative will advise you on the procedures to attain these permits. Lockout, tagout is required for all energy sources creating or with the potential to create hazards to the employee or contractor. This is used to render the source de-energized prior to the commencement of work. Equipment-specific lockout, tagout, or LOTO procedures will be used for any work occurring in the plant's process areas. Hot work is any work that involves burning, welding, using fire or spark-producing tools, or that produces a source of ignition. Hot work permit process will be implemented for the orientations phase. Confined space in many workplaces contain spaces that are considered to be confined because their configurations hinder the activities of persons who must enter into, work in, or exit from them. In many instances, employees who work in confined spaces also face increased risk of exposure to serious physical injury from hazards such as entrapment, engulfment, and hazardous atmospheric conditions. Atmospheric testing, training, and permitting are required prior to entry or breaking the plane of a confined space. Working at high elevations, falls are among the most common causes of serious work-related injuries and deaths. OSHA requires that fall protection be provided at elevations at or above 4 feet in general industry workplaces. Specialized fall protection training is provided to those employees whose job task may require them to work at elevations greater than 4 feet. Only permitted guests are allowed in our facility. Guests can only be approved by IFCO personnel. Smoking is prohibited on-site except in the designated smoking areas that are clearly labeled. Cell phone use is strictly prohibited on-site unless authorized by your host. This includes texting, emailing, social media, or use of apps. Please, no cameras or photography are allowed on-site unless approved by IFCO. No firearms, weapons, alcohol, or illegal substances are allowed on IFCO property. No pets or animals unless noted as a service animal are allowed on-site. The speed limit on-site is 10 miles per hour. Eating is allowed in designated areas only. Thank you for your attention and commitment to aiding us in reaching our goals of a safe and environmentally responsible workplace. If for any reason you have further questions, please contact any of the HSE team or your IFCO host.